The shuttle descended through clouds tinged with gold from a rising sun, the sleek hull cutting silently through Earth's atmosphere. The alien students aboard leaned forward in their seats, tentacles and eyes pressed against the transparent viewports, drinking in the first sights of the planet they had heard so much about. Earth appeared serene, a swirl of oceans, forests, and sprawling cities. Birds and small aircraft flitted below like specks of dust. From space, it looked ordinary, almost inviting. "Looks peaceful," muttered Jirak, a quadrupedal student from Zephyria, his voice tinged with disbelief. "Too peaceful," countered Lyra, a luminous winged scholar from the Vinari cluster. Her bioluminescent markings flickered nervously. "Reports warned us about the Deathworld. There's a reason it earned that name." Their guide, an experienced human liaison, chuckled. "Most visitors don't see the danger until it's far too late." The shuttle skimmed over jagged mountains, rivers snaking like silver ribbons, and forests so dense they seemed alive. Yet beneath the beauty, subtle anomalies emerged. Areas of scorched terrain, abandoned structures half swallowed by wilderness, and faint energy signatures too precise to be natural. The students noted them in silence, their sensors registering spikes in radiation and atmospheric fluctuations. As the shuttle landed near a human research facility, the air thrummed with life and unpredictability. Birds scattered at their arrival. A sudden gust nearly threw the shuttle's landing stabilizers off balance. The aliens exchanged uneasy glances. Every instinct, every protocol they had studied for survival on hazardous worlds, whispered caution. Stepping onto the surface, they were hit by the raw intensity of Earth, the smells, the noise, the sheer vibrancy of life. Yet even in this first hour, the students began to feel an undercurrent of danger lurking beneath the planet's apparent calm. Earth was not merely alive. It was alive in ways that could test, harm, and challenge anyone who dared to underestimate it. And so, their first steps onto the so-called Deathworld were taken with awe and a seed of fear. The alien students left the safety of the research facility and ventured into Earth's untamed wilds, expecting only to catalog flora and fauna. What they found instead was a planet that tested every assumption they had about life and survival. Rivers roared with sudden floods, strong enough to sweep away even the largest creatures. Forests teemed with predators that were fast, intelligent, and highly adaptable, some camouflaged so perfectly that they appeared only when it was too late to avoid them. One student, Vorn, stepped too close to a seemingly harmless plant, and a rapid, venomous tendril lashed out, barely missing him. His tentacles quivered as he realized that even the flora could be lethal. Lyra noted the incident in her recorder, her wings fluttering nervously. "Nothing here obeys normal rules," she whispered. "Even the smallest organism is dangerous." As they navigated the rocky highlands, sudden weather patterns erupted without warning. Torrential rain, gusts of hurricane force, and lightning strikes forced the students to adapt on the fly. Every crossing, every climb became a test of reflexes, perception, and wit. Tools that worked perfectly on other planets proved unreliable. Even sensors malfunctioned under the chaotic energy of the environment. Jirak growled in frustration, dodging a leaping predator whose intelligence seemed to anticipate his moves. "This planet, it's like a training ground for survival." By the end of the day, the students were exhausted, bruised, and shaken. Their data sheets were filled with anomalies, extreme aggression, rapid adaptation, and ecosystems that seemed to challenge the very concept of equilibrium. Earth was not merely a place to study. It was a crucible designed to weed out the weak, reward ingenuity, and shape life into resilient, cunning forms. Slowly, the alien students began to grasp why humanity had survived here at all, and why outsiders called it the Deathworld. It was not a name given lightly. Survival here required more than intelligence. It demanded instinct, adaptability, and a ruthless will to endure. The alien students had spent days navigating rivers, forests, and jagged highlands, but nothing prepared them for observing humans in their natural environment. At first, the researchers assumed humanity would behave like any other species, cautious, predictable, and vulnerable in a dangerous world. They were wrong. Humans moved through their environment with astonishing confidence, constantly assessing, adapting, and improvising. Farmers in remote settlements managed predators, harsh weather, and failing equipment with ingenuity that seemed almost instinctual. Children played in wild areas, alert and responsive, yet unharmed. An alien observer would have expected chaos, but the children's survival skills were instinctive, honed by experience. In one field exercise, the students watched a group of humans confronting a sudden wildfire. Instead of panicking, the humans coordinated, using tools, makeshift barriers, and calculated risks to redirect the fire, protect livestock, and contain the blaze. The alien students noted how humans relied on quick thinking, improvisation, and a deep awareness of their environment, qualities that no technology or alien training could fully replicate. When a pack of predators approached, humans responded not with fear, but with strategy. They set traps, guided the animals away, and communicated efficiently, often without verbal commands. One human even leapt into the fray to rescue a trapped companion, displaying both courage and cunning that left the students awestruck. Vorn whispered to Lyra, "They're part of the ecosystem, but they're also the apex. They survive because they think, they fight, and they adapt in ways nothing else on this planet can." By the end of the day, the alien students had begun to realize the full truth. Humanity was not merely surviving Earth, it was mastering it. The planet was deadly, but humans were lethal in response. It was not the environment alone that made Earth a death world, it was the species that dominated it. Observing humans in action, the students understood for the first time why the planet had earned its fearsome reputation. Survival here required more than resilience, it required humanity itself. By the fourth day, the alien students were beginning to piece together the full picture of Earth. They had survived encounters with deadly predators, treacherous terrain, and sudden storms, but nothing compared to the revelation that would cement their understanding of why the planet was called a death world. The humans themselves were the ultimate force of nature, a species honed by millennia of survival, and utterly unforgiving to weakness. The students followed a group of humans traveling through a dense, dangerous jungle. Vines lashed unpredictably, small carnivores stalked silently, and the air pulsed with the hum of countless unseen creatures. The humans moved with uncanny coordination, communicating through gestures, sounds, and a near-instantaneous awareness of one another's intentions. When a massive predator leapt from the shadows, humans didn't scatter. They anticipated, countered, and neutralized the threat with minimal risk. Even the environment seemed to yield to their presence, as if recognizing that this species was its master. Lyra's wings trembled as she whispered, "It's not just adaptation. They're predators, strategists, and survivors all at once." The alien students began to see the logic behind the Deathworld moniker. Every challenge Earth presented, from wildlife to weather to terrain, was met with intelligence, aggression, and resourcefulness that far outstripped anything the students had encountered elsewhere. The humans' ability to turn danger into advantage, to manipulate their surroundings, and to survive where others would perish, revealed a species that was not merely dominant but lethal by design. By the time they returned to their shuttle, the students were exhausted, awed, and forever changed. They had glimpsed the truth. Earth's deadliness was not a matter of chance or environment alone. It was humanity itself, a species that transformed the planet into a crucible and emerged victorious, time and again. No alien who witnessed it would ever forget it. Earth was a death world because its people had made it so, and any species that underestimated them would do so at its own peril.